It says it's starting.
I'm looking at the channel page, not seeing anything new as yet.
It says it's live, and yes, it's working. Okay, so Twitch is giving me trouble, but YouTube Live at least is working. So, no idea why that is the case, but
Even better, YouTube, much less messing around with options to get it to a YouTube video.
yes, this is true. Yeah, if somebody wouldn't mind posting on the thread about with that link, and also posting in the Twitch chat on the old thing. Alright, I have a feeling that we're just about at the limit of what this can do on jets.
Altitude 12.5, climb rate 8.
Yeah, I'm going to try picking up some speed and then trying another run, but my guess is it's about as high as we can get. It's just a heavy, heavy, heavy craft. Probably only have about 5 minutes left. What's mission elapsed time?
8:15.
Oh, okay, so I actually have about 12 plus minutes left on the jets. That's good. All right, 265.
Yeah, 32% kerosene.
Okay, that's not bad at all. No wonder it's such a beast to take off. On the original iteration of this, I had about 4 minutes total of kerosene. That did not go so well. Alright, now let's try climbing a little bit. Still gaining speed. Yeah, we reduced our alpha, and that's going better now. Oh, now we're dropping. Oh, still increasing speed and keeping to about 4 meters climb.
Concur.
Alright, I think we're high enough and fast enough that we can just go for SEP so the simulation doesn't take forever. So, here we go. Engines lit. Decoupled. Going into a climb. Well past Mach 1.
Roger, what do you want me to call out?
Call out on the 500s and on the 30 seconds for Delta V remaining. And the rest of it I can see.
Wilco.
Alright, yeah, we're going to need to get pretty near vertical to get the altitude we want.
Four minutes.
Delta V?
2800.
Okay, That's plenty. We just need to get enough vertical before we lose any kind of air. Probably not enough pitch. That's annoying. Well, we've got a lot of delta V, so let's see how high we actually get. I need
3
to
minutes.
damp this out somehow. Yeah, I didn't pitch it.
2500.
Okay, I didn't pitch up high enough early enough. That's annoying. So we probably won't get all that high. Probably only about 65, 70 kilometers would be my guess. We will get darn fast, though. Although the amount of drag I'm producing with this must be about 15 degrees alpha.
Yeah, about 15.
Okay. Well, the steering losses will be pretty bad, but it's a sim. It's fine.
2 minutes 30.
Okay. Yeah, now we're picking up speed. And now we get some nice side slip. All right.
2000.
I can do this. Come on. Huh, we're getting a bit of inverse roll, which is odd.
2 minutes.
There we go. Now we've stabilized. Oh, sort of stabilized. What's our apogee?
Apogee 45 clicks.
Really? Okay.
1 minute 30. 1500.
Alright, I was thinking we'd actually do rather better. So I did not pull up enough, and I've been running at too high an angle of attack to really get suborbital on this. Alright, so I may have to just do the sim again, which is annoying, and my apologies.
One minute.
Okay. About what, 900 left?
1000.
Okay.
Forty seconds. $30.
Apogee?
Apogee 63.
Right. That's better.
500 meters per second. 20 seconds.
I think the next record is 3,000 meters per second, so we're not getting anywhere close to that. But
10 seconds. Apogee 69. 5 seconds. Burnout.
okay.
Apogee 70.5.
Alright, well, at least we hit 70. This thing will get up to the Kármán line if you get your pitch right, which I obviously did not. Alright, well, this is, because we mounted up so many steering losses, it's actually going to be a fairly gentle descent, all things considered. For those who haven't seen the outside yet, here we are way up high in the sky. And I'll get the nav ball back and align with the velocity vector again. Side slip. All right. That's fairly decent. Okay. Definitely going to break 2,000 on the descent, that's for sure. Alright. Now we need some serious alpha to slow us down. Alright. Watch the G's, tell me when I get above 5.
Wilco.
I think it'll be okay. I mean, this thing will probably survive up to about 15, but I would like to not do that. Alright. Turn SAS off. Oh, that's... Huh. Alright, well, I'm turning SAS back on again, because that was not fun. It actually does help some. Yeah, I just want to limit my side slip, which will fix my roll.
5 Gs.
Okay. And we're almost... Alright. Now we're climbing again.
Okay.
What
yeah, you're
Alright.
You're about a G now again.
Okay. And there we are, aligned nicely, back down to Mach 5 and climbing. Do I even want to know what our downrange is?
Well, assuming you do, it's 650 kilometers.
Okay, that's... yeah. So yeah, we had a crummy ascent. My apologies. Alright, we'll just let the speed bleed off. Alright, I think at this point I'm going to realign and let's just land this thing, and then I want to do one good ascent, and then I think I'll be done for simming, and we can actually do the stream. Still no idea why Twitch was screwy. Okay, I guess we have a high enough Q that, yeah, it's stabilized pretty well, really.
Yeah, Q is 16k and rising.
Alright, let's decrease our descent rate a little bit. Going down about 115, looks like.
Descent rate is 180.
Okay.
Q 24 increasing. Alpha is around 2.5.
Alright, yeah, I'm going to lower the descent rate a bit. Yeah, it's limited Q range where that gets really stable.
Okay, Q is leveled off at 26.8.
Yep. Mach 3.
Descent rate 85.
We are very much feet wet, yes?
I'm assuming so.
Right, because Telemachus doesn't. Yeah. Well, we went at 90 and then we came left to about 60. So we're still out over the mid-Atlantic with the yeah.
Yeah, so normally ooh, hang on.
Okay, Mach 2.
That height number is bogus. Not quite sure why, but Conrad is showing height above ground as -1 meter.
Okay, well, happily we're over the water, so orbital
Yeah,
altitude will suffice.
yeah. I'm wondering if it gets confused because the terrain height.
Yeah, because there is a terrain height when you're
Terrain
over
height.
water. It's
Yeah,
just
the terrain height will be something negative,
correct.
but for some reason, what what that shouldn't give us a that shouldn't be giving us a height of exactly -1 meter. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Something's odd here. Looking at my source, I can't see any plausible explanation for this.
Okay, whoa, we're still like 18 kilometers up, aren't we?
Yes.
All right, well, I guess I'll go back down to a high descent rate because I don't need to stretch out the glide. Hey, I can finally see the horizon again. That's nice. Got a bit of a roll to the left. Not really sure why that's doing that.
So I'm definitely computing from the terrain height rather than the height from terrain.
I thought, yeah,
Bizarre.
yeah. You want what? Don't you want?
I'm taking the terrain height and subtracting that off the altitude because there's other reasons why I want the terrain height as well. But,
Yeah.
Yeah, the fact that it's coming out as -1 says that terrain height is always coming through as one more than whatever the altitude is.
Yeah.
It's weird.
All right, passing 10 kilometers. Looks like.
Delta H, I get if I run metric console.
Pilot assistant is gonna bob like that, so we're not gonna use it.
Yeah, that's an absolutely loopy Delta H.
Okay, now we're passing 10 kilometers. 10,300.
Okay.
Sync rate 25, 30.
35.
Okay.
Now.
Yeah, the VSI seems to convince me to underestimate. All right, now we're slow.
Descent rate 50.
Yeah, let's come on down. I have to remember to not drop the gear this time. All right, so we're still above the clouds by quite a bit.
Yeah, that's interesting. It looks like Telemachus has terrain height and height from terrain possibly the wrong way round.
That would explain a lot of things.
But I will have to check what happens when we're over land as well. Make sure that not just completely out of its mind, which it might be. Descent rate still 50.
Yep. Now we're getting bobbing again. So back to manual. Four and a half. Alright. Plus side, this thing has a lot more wing area than the Spark, so it does glide a little better. Even though, for now, I've been pushing it with a much higher sink rate. Alright. Yeah, we're still pretty high. Passing the cloud bank, although there aren't any clouds in sight. Man, this cockpit should have come with a booster seat.
Hmm.
Right, 2 kilometers, still fairly high sink rate. Under 200 meters per second. I think at about 800 meters I'm going to pull up and get gentler.
Roger.
Alright, pilot assisted is back to not wobbling, so that's nice. Right, 800 meters.
Yep.
Alright, I think we're stabilized well enough that I'm going to leave it at this sink rate, then go to minus 10 at about, yeah, about now. Alright, we're continuing to bleed off speed. I want to be under 100 when we hit. Alright. Sink rate should be about 1.5 meters per second. No, sorry, 3.
It looks like it's about 1 from here.
Okay.
Maybe 1.5. Don't have that decimal place.
Okay. Alright, increasing sink rate a bit so we don't bleed off too much speed, because I want to be quite close to the water before we really start bleeding off.
Descent rate 6.
Yep. Concur.
Height 140.
Yeah.
Height 100.
Almost 200 meters a second. Height
60.
50. Let's pull up a little.
Descent rate 1.
Yeah.
Height 35. 30. 25. Looking good.
Alright, coming level. Bleeding a little more speed.
Height 16.
75. Going to a bit more descent. Alright, and we should splash down pretty much okay.
$10 meters. 5.
That was interesting.
Like a bounce there.
Yeah, it bounced, and it bounced high enough to kill the cockpit. That is odd. Well, good it was a sim, because it's weird. That has never happened before on a landing either. Blarg. The curse of landing on stream continues. At least it was a sim.
Yeah.
But man, the curse of landing on screen continues, doesn't it ever? Alright. See if I can do this ascent better. That, yeah. That.
Clearly, you should try flying the Sysitter for a bit, because that is the easiest landing ever.
Sorry?
You should try flying the Sysitter for a bit on stream.
Ah.
Because that's so easy to land.
Okay, yeah, I didn't connect the way it was written with the way you said it, because English spelling.
It is deliberately yeah, it's a bit of a shibboleth.
Yeah.
People in Sysitter pronounce it Cirencester these days, because they've just given up explaining to people.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out. The closest I got was Cirencester, but that is objectively incorrect.
Yeah, the other variants. Sometimes it's been called Sister.
Oops. Ah, I
sometimes
did.
it's Sister. Whoa, what happened there?
Hit the end of the runway earlier than it should have. I think the throttle was not actually maxed. Is what happened there. Because okay, looks like we have.
Yeah, your throttle isn't maxed now.
Ah, interesting. That would have explained why last time went badly, wouldn't it?
It does seem that way. V1?
Nope, we must have hit the ramp.
Yeah,
all right, let's see what the heck is going on with the throttle. Sorry?
I think your alpha went to about 37, so
Yeah.
I think you probably did bash the tail.
Yeah. All right, throttle is maxed now. Okay. Let's try this one more time. Wonder why we have roll. That's odd. Why do we have a non-zero roll?
Yeah, that reads about...
Because one of our landing gears is under the runway.
Thanks, wheels.
Yeah.
Feels.
Whoa. That time it spawned under the runway and then got a kick. Modding, ain't it grand?
What are colliders? You might as well ask, what are birds? We just don't know.
All right. Oops. Right, we have negative forward velocity. So, turns out that steering, we need to steer inverted. All right. That should be correct, I think. Full throttle.
Roger.
And, whoa, that's getting a bit squirrely. All right. Kill the displays. Light pitch at 110. Meanwhile, I'm hammering the Z key just to make sure that we stay at full throttle. And yeah,
V1.
come on. Okay.
Looks clean.
Yep. God, that is nerve-wracking, I gotta say. Oops. And we need still to fly at about 20 alpha just to get off. Alright. Autopilot engaged. Lowering the climb rate to something reasonable.
And I can confirm that over land, Telemachus gets the terrain height and height from terrain the right way round. But it's only over water that it gets them the wrong way round.
Are you sure that it's... Oh,
In fact, it's not even over water. It's wherever, far out over water where we were before.
Okay,
and right now,
and it's reporting like a height from terrain of 12 kilometers and a terrain height of... Wrong how?
So right now, it's reporting a terrain height of minus 300 and a height from terrain of 1100, which is fine. You're over the water. That's what we expect.
Yep.
But towards the end of last flight, it was reporting a height from terrain of -1 and a terrain height that matched that. So a terrain height of 1 more than whatever the current.
Yeah, I'm wondering if the terrain quads are disabled there wrongly for some reason, and thus there isn't a terrain to check against or something.
Maybe it.
We randomly went like semi-supersonic while we weren't looking. Probably, I think, no, we're like Mach 9.99 would be my guess. This thing doesn't actually have a Mach meter.
You're at 342.
Yeah, I think we yeah, that's the sound barrier.
Yeah.
Alright, I want to come right to actually be on 90.
So in chat, Kermanint is asking, is that plane modelled after any real-life plane? I'm fairly sure the answer's no.
The answer is no. Although, if you look at it from the front, it looks an awful lot like a Victor. If you ignore the fact that it has above-wing nacelles. But it just, also the fact that there's not a lot of dihedral on the tail. It looks very British. It's not modeled on anything specifically British.
Yeah, that doesn't look particularly like a Victor. I think Victor's practically has. It's either mid-wing or high-wing.
It's high-wing.
Yeah. It's
high-wing with a fairly low aspect ratio, but nonetheless extended swept wing and the crazy dihedral T-tail.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. Yeah, so I don't think this looks like a Victor. It kind of... In some ways it gave me a little bit of an Afro 730 vibe, but...
Yes. That is also fairly plausible, although that obviously didn't have the T-tail.
Indeed.
But yes, it nose on it. Yeah, and basic plan form other than the tail, it does look very 730.
Yeah.
KSP needs wing root intake parts, clearly.
Yes, so that we can British all of the things.
Actually, I did have them back in 0.235 by non-uniformly scaling some SXT parts. And then Ferrum did this. I basically gave him those parts to use when he made his Hunter. Hunter is such a sexy plane. Yeah, this climb is going rather better because we sped up a lot first. Not flying at 10 plus degrees alpha.
Yeah, what I really want to be able to build and can't is because you can't have non-circular cross-section on procedural tanks, and you certainly can't have a non-circular nose cone, is I have tried and failed to build a decent-looking English Electric Lightning.
Yeah, what you got to do for that. That's actually, yeah, you do 2 sets of tanks and then use B9 and P-wings to do the slab-sidedness between the tanks. That should look okay.
Oh, and then something with the P-wings to make the... Because you've got to transition from your 2 cylinders above each other to...
No, you rotate the proc cylinders, yeah, and then you have a triangular P-wing. Great, now I'm going to try that this evening, you know it.
Good, I look forward to seeing it.
I mean, that is kind of the reason we have Avons in this game.
And then downloading the craft file and flying it, because that should be fun.
Yeah, the hump is also going to be fun.
Oh, the ventral tank.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be interesting. Good luck.
Yeah. I mean, if you looked at the Aurora, that also has a lightning-ish hump. The other ticklish bit's gonna, yeah, it's got like fairly. Is it even area ruled at all?
Don't think so. No.
Yeah, I think it just does it on thrust alone.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
It definitely seems to use the BFI technique.
Yes. Yeah, now if only that ventral tank were a bit further aft, it would work better. I have to try to resist the temptation to do some area ruling on it. Whoops. Well, that was... Right, because we ascended so much faster, the specific impulse was much lower. And the thrust was higher. So yeah, we only got to 10 km on them. So that's less than awesome. But we do what we must. Alright, so I really want to not get much above 15 kilometers before really starting to pitch up on this. Why does it...
12 kilometers?
Yeah, it really enjoys rolling left. I don't understand why it has such a... Who knows?
12.5? 4 minutes?
Yeah, we're up to almost 500 meters per second.
I'd say go for pitch up.
Yep, I concur. Let's see how high a pitch up we can get. Maybe needed to speed up a little bit more before doing this, but we do what we can. Yeah, because we're losing speed so fast that... Yeah, we don't have the thrust-to-weight ratio to do this. Although we will soon. Come on.
Yeah, you're about 3 alpha?
Yep.
2 now?
Yep. Looking good. Alright, we finally hit enough thrust to staunch the bleeding, maybe.
Yes, speed increasing, 380.
Yeah, but we're losing pitch. Yeah, should have held it level and run up the speed a little bit more, I think. Because now we gotta run a fairly high alpha. Just to keep not losing our velocity vector. Come on. Come on.
Speed is 500.
Alright, now we're really starting to speed up. But a bit late. Yeah, gotta run a high alpha
Yeah,
again.
alpha is 24.
Sounds about
2
right.
minutes.
Okay, stick full back.
Altitude 48.
Yep. Yeah, we're not gonna get
1 minute 30, 1500.
we're not gonna get as nice an apogee as I would like. But probably enough to complete the contract. Once we pick up the contract. I think it's a 65-kilometer contract. Yeah, I have nailed the Kármán line with this, but I forget exactly how I managed it. I think it was like climbing to almost 15 kilometers on jets, holding level until about 500, and then going more or less straight up.
Forty seconds, 800.
Okay.
$30. $20. Altitude 60. Apogee 64. 10 seconds. Burnout. Altitude 66, apogee 73.
Alright, well, that's suboptimal. Alright, so yeah, I gotta do an ascent midway between the last two on jets, and then actually fly this thing. Alright, so I'm gonna fly more or less prograde just to get back down close to the water again so that it doesn't take forever. Wow, I just looked up from the nav ball and noticed that everything's black. We are fairly high. Oh, so our apogee is actually... Yeah, okay.
73.3.
Yeah, that's... Alright, that's, I think, a little higher than last time. Welcome to the land of no roll control. Come on, fix the side slip. There we go. It's a nice high alpha to deal with the re-entry. Yeah, you said 73 something? That's pretty high in freedom units.
Yeah, that would be 240,000 feet.
Yeah, that is quite high.
Yeah. Great job.
Alright, we're slowing down, we're decreasing our sink rate. This should go fine. Passing back through 40 kilometers. And I think I'm going to just come in more or less on prograde for now, so we get down faster. we're getting a bit of... Oh, yeah, alright. Getting a bit hot. So, we'll solve that. Almost to 20 kilometers, and still almost Mach 5. Yeah, that was... Alright, well... Unlike the last plane, this thing does have supersonic rated wings, so... Yeah, the real problem is just keeping Alpha sane at this high Q. Alright, the flames have dissipated. Down under Mach 3. Now we can dive again. Yeah, it looks much prettier without those engine pods, I have to say. The engine pods look kind of stupid, but they work. Mach 2. Mach 1.5. 17 kilometers. Not even that high a sink rate. And goodness only knows why Twitch was failing that horrifically. Alright, about 40,000 feet. Kilometers. Just about subsonic. Very happy to not have to roll with rudders anymore. Let's get down a little faster, shall we? This time not screw up the water landing.
Descent rate 160.
Yep.
Descent rate 50.
Yeah, what are we, about 4 kilometers?
Yeah.
Okay.
4.14 now.
Yep.
Descent rate 75.
Sounds fine. Alright, I'll try leveling out about 1 kilometer up. Still at Mach 0.75 or so. 1 kilometer.
1 kilometer, indeed. Oh, you hit 12G for a moment there. That was quite a...
That was interesting. My autopilot disagreed with me, evidently. Yeah, I tried to stabilize it that with Pilot Assistant, and it did not. So, alright, I'll just do it on manual, that's fine. What is going on? Oh. Yeah, okay. Pilot Assistant's okay now. Alright, we're still, what, 800 meters up? Alright. $600.
Descent rate 20, descent rate 10.
Yeah. Right. Alright, that's decent
500.
descent rate. Alright.
$250, descent rate 6.
Looks okay. Speed a little high. 200, 125, still 6. Let's lower the descent rate by quite a bit.
Level at 160.
Speed coming down.
Concur.
Okay. I think most of it last time was the coming in at high alpha, so I think I actually want to not come in at quite as high alpha as before. So let's get a decent sync rate out of this, so we don't bleed off too much under 100.
60. 40. Sync rate 5. Speed 95.
Alright, lowering the sync rate a bit.
Sync rate 4. Altitude 10. Minimums.
Alright, that worked as expected. Alright, and I'm glad that I guessed right what was wrong last time. Alright, so that worked. So yeah, I'm just gonna step away for a sec, and then hopefully we can do the real thing, assuming that I can actually take this plane off.
Yeah, that could be interesting.
Okay, back. So yeah, this is all. I'm like vaguely tempted to try to put a landing gear in the back, to protect from tail strikes, but I think it will probably count as a blocked wheel. So I don't know about that.
Yeah, I definitely think it looks like a Gloucester Javelin.
Yeah, it does. Well, but it's the nose. The nose does not look like a Javelin. Okay, so yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna do one more takeoff sim to be sure that I really have this nailed, because just about anything else I can recover from, but
Yeah. Famous last words.
Yeah, I mean, if I spin out up high and we don't reach the record, so what? You know, I realized what was going on with the water landing, so that's okay. But this, all right, and let me set up, oops, and disable them. All right, and right, brakes are on, full. Engines on. Maximum whine.
Engines full.
V1.
Concur.
Come on, you. That was nice. All right. Okay. I'm comfortable with this now, to the extent that I ever will be, because it's yeah. Yeah, you really do need about 20 degrees alpha, which is just about what the limit is for pitching up before tail strike. Yeah, so let's build one of these. Oh, that's interesting. That is not the X-Planes high that I saw last time. We're not going to make it to 105, that's for sure. So let's
Indeed.
see what the new one is. 70 we can make. And we
Yes.
have to do it by, in, what is that, 2.5 months? How long is it going to take to build this thing? $42 days. All right. Let's speed that up a little bit.
ZZ9 plural Z space plane.
Sorry?
You said it would take 42 days.
Yeah?
ZZ9 plural Z space plane. Am I being too obscure?
I'm presuming you're pulling from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, but I'm not.
Yes.
I'm not recalling the exact reference.
ZZ9 plural Z alpha is the sector of galactic space that Earth is in.
Ah.
It was the first hitchhiker-y thing I could think of that I could just jam a space plane into.
And we're not going to hold level for 3 minutes, so that's not really worth accepting. Must be nearly done with. Nope, still 155 days for early orbital.